Shall we begin? Let's begin.
What is going on, guys? It's Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son, and it is here. We've all been waiting for it. I am talking Mortal Kombat 2021, and this is going to be a spoiler review. So if you haven't either seen it in theaters or HBO Max, go ahead and check that out. Then come back to this spoiler review. Now, I actually skipped the Falcon and Winter Soldier finale just to watch this movie at midnight because this is like probably one of my most anticipated movies for sure. I thought the movie was okay. It started off really strong, actually. There's a lot to like in this Mortal Kombat, but we'll get right off the bat. There was the fight scenes were great. The Scorpion and Sub-Zero dynamic, that is what works about the film. I mean, I love that. Everybody knows when you put the rivalry in films like that. Like, we didn't get that properly done in the last Mortal Kombat film. You know, they were actually working together, but in this one, they're actual rivals, which I love. The casting of those two was phenomenal. It just, every time, I wish there was more. I absolutely wish there was more, but what we got, I really, really enjoyed. I really enjoyed just, even when Hanzo comes freaking back from hell. I would just love a film of just why these two hate each other. And what's great is that they're different, right? One's Chinese descendant and one is Japanese. And then even though they don't understand each other, they understand each other, if you get that. So they did a phenomenal job with those two. I just loved every minute of it. I loved the fight choreography between those two. I even liked the ending fight with Scorpio, Hanzo, Cole, and Sub-Zero. So like the beginning when they don't have their suits on and it's just the two men, when was it Bihan just kills Scorpion's whole family. And Scorpion wants revenge, of course, and it's not Quan Chi. We learned in this movie it's not Quan Chi. It's actually Sub-Zero that did this massacre. Maybe down the road they'll say it, but right now it's not Quan Chi. But the first fight with Sub-Zero and Scorpion, that was like really good. It really took me back to those old school Japanese films. Like if you ever seen the movie 13 Assassin. I think that's on Netflix. It kind of took me back to that. So it was really well done. And then the second fight between the two was really well done too. I really like it. Works because he comes back from hell, right? A lot of people were thinking that Cole was a descendant of Hanzo, and that came true, right? It absolutely came true. I'm a Sub-Zero fan. Like, I was still sad when Sub-Zero died. I'm like, that's my boy. When he died, I was feeling it, man, because Sub-Zero's my boy. I love Sub-Zero. And it's just, but I was rooting for Scorpion because, you want to get him to get his revenge. So I did love the dynamic, too, with Sub-Zero was hunting down all these Earth's champions, right? I really liked that storyline. I was like, that's great. That's a great idea. It doesn't stay that way though. It kind of does, but it doesn't the way I liked it in the beginning. We move into like more of the training and all that stuff. So I would have loved if they would have stuck with that first kind of like hunting all these people. But of course, you're not going to get. I mean, it didn't really feel like a tournament, honestly. It just really felt like they said, like an ambush, honestly, in this film. So I would have loved if they would have stuck with that. But I did like how Sub-Zero was like fucking everybody up. Like when that first fight with Jax, I was like, dude, Jax is dead. They killed Jax right off the bat. But of course that wasn't the case. Jax's arms got, you see that in the trailer, you see it in the film. It was a good one too. It was a nice little fight between the two. Of course, Jax was way out of his league and Sub-Zero just completely dominated him. And I thought Jax was dead. And when he was on the ground, I was like, oh shit, is he actually really dead? Did they kill him off? But that wasn't the case. I thought the score was really good. There was one song in particular I was like, this doesn't fit that. But when Liu Kang is coming from the sunset, I thought that was a great score while he was coming. I thought the ending fights, I thought that the score just, sometimes it just really crept in and really kind of elevated the scene a little bit more, which I really appreciate. Of course, you got the techno Mortal Kombat theme song at the very end of the movie. I like the old one, the old theme song, Mortal Kombat. Let's get a little bit to the negative. I will say the Sub-Zero looked good, but then I didn't really like his big shoulder, kind of like uh, metal pads there. But I did the look of a lot of these characters were really good. I mean, they were really on point, right? Liu Kang looked great. Kung Lao looked awesome. Melina, a lot of people were complaining about Melina. Where's her teeth? You see that at before her death when Sonya comes in with the I forgot her like abilities to shoot beams. I believe. Loved the open jaw Melina and the fangs, but it just wasn't a. I would have loved to see it like throughout the whole film, and I was kind of surprised they killed off Melina too. I mean, you could always bring her back because she is a clone, and you can even make the teeth even more apparent in the next film, because at the end of this film everybody asked the question, where's Johnny Cage? Johnny Cage will be appearing in the next film, which I'm all for, because I think that's what we're missing, a little bit of like that Johnny Cage, but we got that in, I guess, Kano in a comedic effect too. I love Kano in this film. I thought Kano was fantastic. I loved Kano. He brought a smile to my face. He was so energetic. He had like funny ass quips. I loved his little quips. He did get a little bit too much like throughout the film, and of course he was going to betray them. But all in all, I thought Kano was great. I thought he was a lot of fun. And it's so here's the thing. This is going to be a love or hate, I believe, in for a lot of the community and a lot of people who watch this film. Like, so they're the chosen ones basically, but they have this inner ability that they have to bring out. So with Cole, he gets a Thor looking suit. He's a descendant from Scorpion. So that suit looks like it's kind of like Black Panther, where he could absorb blows, attacks, and maybe like, I guess he uses that to his advantage, or he's able to repel it against opponents. It seemed a little bit like that, especially when he was fighting Goro. Kano gets his laser eye. He gets pissed off, and when everybody's like talking trash to him, and he's able to unlock that laser eye. And then you have Sonya at the end of the film when she does kill Kano, which I thought the death of Kano was kind of weak. It was funny because he makes a comment about the gnome, and when he spits on it, and then she kills him with the gnome. But I was kind of hoping for like a more brutal death out of Kano, a little bit more glorious death. But not there, I guess. Jax he lost his arms, but he ends up being alive, and he unleashes his inner power, and he able to change up his arms into bigger arms. Absolutely hated Cole's costume. I hated the Thor looking suit. It looks very cheap. It didn't look, and his ability in bringing that out, I didn't like his ability. I thought out of all the abilities they could come up with, they came up with that on Cole. I mean, do something cool with him. He's a descendant from Scorpion. Come on, do something way better than that. I thought the film was kind of like bing, bang, boom. Like, it was like we got to go here, we got to go here, there, we got to explain, we got to so it was really fast. Like, I really actually liked Cole, but I felt like they could have fleshed out his character a lot more in this story. Like, I didn't think I was going to like him, but I actually liked him a lot more than I thought. I thought his family dynamic, I thought him being that descendant, and then also, just I don't know, there was something. And then the actor himself, I was like, I want more of, and then he kind of takes a little back seat once he gets in the group, right? When Sonya gets involved, Kano, they go to Raiden's temple, so he kind of takes a back seat, which I was like, I'm kind of sad about that, because I want more of Cole and like getting to know him as a person. I think that's what it was kind of missing a little bit. But Kano was stealing those scenes. Sonya. So here's the thing too, the casting, right? And it was always, I think it's in everybody's back of the head about the last Mortal Kombat. So I think the casting's pretty solid throughout this film. I think the only exception is Liu Kang looks the part. He grows on you. He grows on you through the film. Of course, he's not. I don't think he's as good as the actor who played Liu Kang in the first Mortal Kombat. I don't think anybody's going to really debate that too much, because I think that actor really he had a presence. He brought something, and you really believe that this guy was the chosen one. Him killing off Shang Tsung. So the 2021 version of Liu Kang, looks the part, has some really good fight moves. He grows on you a little bit, but I guess you can't. I just don't feel like he's on par with that the original Mortal Kombat. Now, Sonya Blade. I don't hate her. Like I said, I think the casting's pretty solid. I don't know. There's something I feel like maybe they could have got somebody else that could have elevated that role. Then again, I think the script didn't really. She did what she can with the script because the script, it's kind of messy. It's a messy script, right? It's a messy pacing issue too. It's a lot of, we gotta train you guys like right. It's like a right away fast. We're getting to all these spots, right? We're getting to all these. We need to get things going. We have a to-do list and we need to check it off as fast as we can. We need to get you guys up and up because Liu Kang brings all the chosen ones, or they go to him basically, and Raiden's temple, and they have to train. And then like this training's like, how many days has it been? You put that in an account, and it's something you've seen a lot of other films do. It's really sloppy. It's a really sloppy script, but it does hold together. It holds together because I think the direction, and I think because of course the lead up to the fights. The fights are great. I think it was super rushed though at the end, especially with their plan. Cole fighting, what was it, Melina? Cabal was great, though. Cabal was awesome. I loved Cabal. I liked Cabal's little quips, too, especially when he's, like, the interaction between him and Kano was hilarious. But Cabal's, like, effect, too, when he was going super fast and it had, like, that little kind of purplish kind of, like, after effect. It kind of had, like, that flash effect. I actually really liked the fight with him and Liu Kang. And then you see in the trailer, Liu Kang get that dragon. So there's a lot of cool effects. There's a lot of cool special moves. I will say, I thought the fatalities and the brutalities would be a little bit better. I thought it'd be a little bit more imaginative and a little bit more brutal. It was good, but we've seen a lot of those fatalities from the game, and I thought they would come up with a little bit more of different ones. I think the coolest one has to be Kung Lao, and he's fighting, I forgot what the bird chick was. There was a couple. There was her, and then the guy Jax was fighting, who was a little goofy looking, costume department or casting wise, just a little goofy to me. But when Kung Lao puts his hat and it's spinning, and he gets her to just go right into it. It was so cool. Kung Lao was an awesome badass too. I really like the actor who played Kung Lao. A shame that Shang Tsung kills him off really early. There's a Goro dies. But then again, do they really die? I mean, we've seen in Mortal Kombat games that a lot of people could be brought back to life, but Kung Lao dying sucked. I mean, I think we kind of all expected that. He dies all the time, But that actor was really cool. The Goro fight. So Goro looked great. I thought Goro looked good. That fight, I was a little kind of taken aback because I didn't think that fight was going to take place in modern Earth. I didn't think, and I didn't think Cole was going to fight Goro. I thought somebody else was going to fight Goro. And I thought Goro was actually going to get a kill in before he bit the dust, but no. And then that what shocked me too is that Goro dies. Yeah, man, Goro looked a hell of a lot better in this movie than the last Mortal Kombat for sure. Bless their hearts, they didn't have the technology. But Goro actually really looked good in this one. So another gripe I guess I have a little bit is Raiden, man. Raiden's like kind of really a big asshole in this movie. Sort of, I guess. I don't think. I think Raiden in the original Mortal Kombat movie was better. Of course, that actor really exude like charisma. This one is more in here. I don't know. He didn't really feel like an all powerful god to me, Raiden. Where the other guy just kind of like, you could say the other guy from the original Mortal Kombat is the same. But I feel like he brought a little bit more to the table. He brought a little bit more memorability towards that character with even the little scenes he had. So Shang Tsung, I think both versions are great. I think both actors are good in that role. The actor who plays Shang Tsung in this film looks like, I think he's having fun. It really feels like he's really having fun being this really memorable villain, right? The set designs are great. I really like how the whole they introduce Cole as a fighter, a cage fighter, and then at the end of the film they have all the cage just full of ice. The Sub-Zero work was phenomenal, man. It was really, really good. Reptile was pretty cool. I think a lot of people either gonna like the ninja version or like this was an actual big ass reptile fighting. I did love that was a cool kill too, that Kano did. With Reptile, that was a very smart tactic, which I really loved too. Some jokes didn't hit. But I think a lot of the humor does really work. I really like the dinner scene when Kano gets angry. I thought that was really good. I thought, Liu Kang and Kung Lao, bagging on Kano. I thought that was fun. I actually really enjoyed that dinner scene. So of course you don't get everything in here. You don't get Shao Kahn. You don't get Johnny Cage. I think there's a big teaser kind of with Shao Kahn and seeing the big statue maybe in the next film. This movie, I didn't love it. I thought it was an okay film. I thought I was entertained by it. I don't know. I just thought there would be a little bit more oh shit kind of moments. I think I said oh shit like maybe once, and it wasn't even a fatality. It was more like a move that Sub-Zero did or something. The movie works, but it doesn't. So it's a really kind of like it's definitely a mixed bag where there's a lot of good things about it, and then there's a lot of like that could have been better. That could have been written better. That could have been set up better. That was really fast. That's really quick. Like the ending is really quick, really quick. The ending kind of just like they're just like, let's just get the shit going, let's get the fights going, all this stuff. I didn't like how they were cutting through all the different fights. I kind of wanted to stay with one fight. I think that's another thing that kind of works really well with the original Mortal Kombat, whereas when you focused on a fight, you focused on one fight. When in this film, at the end of the movie, you're focusing on so many different fights going on and so many different things going on plot line wise. So I was a little bit taken aback by that. But there is some truly good fights in here. There is some good good choreography. Like I said, the Sub-Zero and Scorpion is probably definitely the heart of the film. It's definitely the one you're intrigued. And Sub-Zero sadly isn't like, you thought he was going to be the crazy main villain, but they kind of introduced these other villains, like Goro and, Melina and stuff. And you got to give them time to shine. So Sub-Zero kind of takes a little bit of step back once Cole and the gang go to Raiden and Liu Kang and stuff. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was amazing. By all means, is it better than the first Mortal Kombat? It is. I think it is better than the first Mortal Kombat. But like I said, there's some things in that first Mortal Kombat that do a little bit better than this one. And I think some of the casting choices on that one were fantastic. And this one was a little bit, good, but I could see other kind of actors in some of these roles. But I am looking forward to another movie. I think this is a good start for more to come. I just hope, I guess if I had to say anything, just like, touch up the script a little bit more. I think there's a little bit of a pacing issue on this movie. There is a time where like, the training and everything just really throwing a lot of shit at you, where it kind of gets a little bit, okay, I'm ready for another fight, So I think this is going to be a hit. I think a lot of people have been anticipating this film as much as I have, and I think this is going to be definitely a hit, and I enjoyed it. If I had to rate it, I would give it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It's not going to be something I watch all the time, but it'd be something that I'd have on while I'm doing something and watch the cool fights or whatever. I think there's a lot to love about this film, but then there's a lot to like look at and like, yeah, you could have done that a little bit better. But for first attempt of like kind of rebooting this franchise, it's a good attempt. So I'm interested to see what they do with the sequels. So thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel because there's a lot of TV shows, movie reviews. I still got to cover the Falcon and Winter Soldier season finale. Like I said, I skipped that to watch this movie. I was really looking forward to this film. And I'm not mad that I stayed up at night watching it. I enjoyed myself. So like the video too. That would help this channel grow. And also comment below. I would like to hear you guys' thoughts. What you think about this Mortal Kombat? Do you think it's better than the original Mortal Kombat live adaptation that they did? I think it is. I think there is definitely a lot to like here. Strong opening. Really rushed finish, but it worked. So this movie worked. I think it worked, but I can understand a lot of people gripes about a lot what happened in here. There's a lot of things I would probably touch up and change a little bit, but overall, good first attempt. So thank you guys. I'm Danny Megadison, and I am out of here. Bye, guys.